Do we get this three-peat? RGR is the best Chiefs podcast ever. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. That's not a statement.
Thank you.
Question. Cheers.
Appreciate you.
That is a hell of a question. It might take me a whole show to run down, but I'll tell you this. You keep as much as you can of the guys that just won you a championship, as much as humanly possible. And you let some of the guys that didn't perform walk. After that, it's all what can you do to fit the puzzle pieces in my opinion.
That's it. And they've done a good job of filling in the puzzle pieces. So you might see some players not back, and that's the nature. There's going to be some turnover. There's nothing you can do to always bring everyone back. And honestly, I think it helps to turn some players over. Like obviously this team was largely intact from last season, but there's going to be some. There's going to be some here. There's going to be some turnover, some new players, some new blood. The draft is going to get younger, so I'm excited.
I am as well, because every year, and I say it every preseason, I'll tell you guys now, every team is a little bit different. It evolves. And like we've seen Patrick evolve and the offense evolve and the team evolve, it will do it again right after Wednesday when they finish their parade. So
exactly,
be on the lookout.
I'm going to be at the parade, everybody. Bringing my daughter, and I don't know when to get there and I don't know where to park. So if you guys could help me out, so those of you that may have been there with your families, at me on Twitter at InHarmsWay19 so that you can give me your best suggestions. I appreciate you.
Thundarius, when you get here, give him some pointers. I know you've been down there, and we'll hook you up otherwise. Do they get the three-peat? I mean, there's absolutely no way for me to tell you that now, except for the fact that I know that they're already thinking about it. I got to see what this roster becomes through its evolutions. By the time we get to camp, I'll have a better idea, and we'll definitely be talking three-peat in camp this year.
Yeah, wait till training camp. We'll have a much better idea about that question.
I just love the fact they brought it up. Like, didn't even take a breath to smoke a cigar or have a drink. I mean, damn. How about Dan Harms getting a Michigan championship and Chiefs back-to-back all at once? It is kind of your year, isn't it?
It's very nice. The Red Wings are playing really good hockey. They're looking at the play that might make the postseason. I'm happy as a clam with this sporting year. I'm having a fantastic time, and I appreciate you, Mike. Very much appreciate you. Been a hell of a year already.
Well done. Ruthless, hope you're doing well, buddy. I always wanted to know what's the difference between Jameson Williams and Troy Franklin, and what's the similarities? I have my thoughts, but you've done more work on Troy in particular.
This is a good question. Jameson Williams was not a nuanced route runner. He's still learning the game, quite frankly, learning how to stop in zone. And that's why him going to Detroit was a really good landing spot for him. He's a huge deep threat that has that acceleration, ball tracking, and really just ability to get on those safeties quick. Troy Franklin is more nuanced in his ability to sit down in zone, attack zone, and he's a better route runner right now. The difference is what we're seeing right now is I think Jameson Williams plays much better through contact than Troy Franklin ever will. I don't think that he's going to be able to play through contact in the NFL. And that's why he's been falling down my rankings a little bit, because honestly, I think he's pretty weak, and that's going to get exploited big time.
Yeah, it's difficult. And I was going to say off the beginning, especially in the stem, I feel like Jameson's aggressive. Like he understands that he's got to go take his route rather than just get off the ball.
He will go after some of these DBs, and he was making catches through. His ball tracking can be a little off. He lost the one against the 49ers that would have won them the game. But he's got more ability to take the ball through contact and catch the ball through contact than Troy Franklin does, from what I've seen on his tape.
And you guys, I know that we are celebrating the Chiefs, but I do want to say that all of our draft work, we were already grading. We're doing the whole 9 yards. We took this week off to enjoy this ball game, but it's all going to be on NFL 33. The draft guide will be on Rogue APC. The athletic matrix will be out just like normal. Our friend, who you guys know from this chat, Jeff Porter, is already working on stats. Yeah. Gary's going to help with some machine learning. We're going to have all kinds of great stuff. So make sure you get signed up at NFL33.com. That's our Substack. You do have to subscribe. It is a little bit of cost, but it'll be definitely worth it. And get prepped for the draft guide at rogueapc.com as well. Baker, can you rank the last 3 Super Bowls we won? And throw out the early one, right? What are the criteria, Baker? I don't know. Like, for me, it would be emotion, but what do you think?
So I think the first one is probably just that overwhelming they finally did it, right? They did it. It's the first one. This one would be next.
Yep.
The way that I personally feel about this one, and I would imagine the players, you could tell that Patrick, after the game, when he's laying on the turf, this one was different for them. The way that Andy Reid, like hugged and kissed Chris Jones, there were different emotions for this entire football team because of what it meant to go back to back. They failed the first time. They got their teeth kicked in by the Buccaneers. It was a really under-discussed point in this entire. They know what it felt like to have the opportunity to go back to back, and they got kicked in the mouth. This time, they took the punches early, and they were able to come back and win in overtime.
So that different perspective, not the analyst side, but the emotional fan side.
I got you.
That's the way I would do it. Chris, hope you're well. Any way that we can keep Snead and Gay? Yes, absolutely. The question is, can you get something done with Chris too? You can keep 2 of those 3 guys. Willie being in both those scenarios probably, which I love, and Drew Tranquil as well. I don't think Drew Tranquil got as much playtime as I thought he did last night.
He got half the snaps.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that. But I will say this. They wouldn't be here without him. And so I think he didn't get quite as much print as I would have given him. Will these every year deep runs of the playoff ever catch up to the Chiefs? That's a great point, James. And yes, unfortunately, part of this, I believe, especially with Kels and especially with getting off the ball on the defensive front and having to have a rotation of 7 guys, is because of back-to-back seasons, 20-game seasons, year after year after year. They got to find an enhancement to their recovery. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
Steven, one of our members and a supporter, appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, Steven.
They all said this last year was the year to knock off the Chiefs and they won the Super Bowl. Then they all said that this was the year that they would beat them. NFL screwed up badly. Absolutely. This was the window. If you wanted to knock Patrick Mahomes out of a championship, this was the window and you missed it.
Just remember, guys, down year.
Rebuilding.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is what a down year looks like in Kansas City, y'all. This is what a down year looks like.
And it's one of our least popular designs on the RGR store, but I do want to remind you guys of this one because I made it last year, and it's fine if nobody really likes the graphics, but this is what it says. This is what a rebuilding year looks like in Kansas City. It's a damn trophy.
You can add LVII.
Right. Yeah, I need another eye on that one now, don't I? Okay. I'll figure out something for that next week. But yeah, great point, Steven. And again, thank you for being a member. And thank you for the support.
Appreciate you
as well. Cav, if Mahomes gets a 3-peat, does he become the GOAT over Tom Brady in y'all's opinion? Absolutely.
No.
4 total championships and 3 in a row. I think trumps 7 overall.
It unfortunately it doesn't. It just doesn't because it's 7. The longevity aspect in the moment, it'll be better because right now Mahomes is better than what Tom Brady accumulated in this time. It is, but at the end of the road, it's still 7, not 4. That's the key difference for me. I think he's going to go down as the GOAT. I do. I believe they're going to do that. But there's still 7. Okay. I respect it too much to just say that it never happened, essentially.
That's not what I'm trying to say, but that's a feat that the greatest of all time was not